Welcome back to Game 2 of the Corona Classic. I'm Jesse O, joining you here from Gainesville, Florida. It's the Florida Flight, the defending 2019 FBA champions versus the Tampa Gunners. The starting lineups for the Tampa Gunners: number 1, Michael Coffrey; number 4, Reggie Lowe; number 10, Marvin Jones; number 3, Jedfrey Encarnacion; and number 9, Vincent Dillard Jr. For the defending champion Florida Flight, it will be Travell Dickerson, Elliot Glegg, Seth Hilton, Billy Aristide, and Brandon Moss down low. Moss at center court will be going up against number 9, Vincent Dillard Jr. at center court for the Florida Flight and the Tampa Gunners. Again, this is the second game of the Corona Classic here in Gainesville, Florida. Tip-off underway in just a second. The Flight going with 2 big men to start the game. The Tampa Gunners going small ball, and the Flight win the toss. The ball is live. Moss over to the right side. A 3-ball immediately is sunk by number 5 for the Florida Flight. Or excuse me, that's number 12, Elliot Glegg. Up top, running the point and a turnover. Down low, Brandon Moss throws it down with authority. Alley-oop to start off the game for the Flight, and they look like there's been no time lost between their last FBA championship. Moss with the block. Aristide down low, loses the ball. Pass down court, out of bounds. Bad basketball there by the Gunners. It's a turnover. Florida, as in the Flight, gets the basketball. Dickerson throws it left side to Glegg. Moss, deep 3, got it! Brandon Moss, the defensive MVP last year and the co-MVP. 3-ball on the other side. Coffrey misfires. Rebound by Glegg. Another 3 taken by the Flight is sunk. Travell Dickerson picks up his first points of the ball game, and that's going to cause Tampa to immediately call a timeout. The Flight coming out swinging. And after the first few seconds of this ball game, the Florida Flight have a hefty lead here in the Corona Classic. It's 11-0. The Flight go on an 11-0 run to start this first quarter. More action coming to you in just a second here at the FBA Corona Classic and the first presentation of the Legacy Sports Network. Welcome back here to the FBA Corona Classic. Game 2, it's the Gunners and the Flight going against each other here. Ball out right side, now down low. Foul on the play. Dillard Jr. from the sideline inbounds. Now throws it towards the left corner. Here's a 3-ball by Coffrey, misfires. Great rebound by Hillside. Brandon Moss down low again. Second alley-oop of the ball game, and he's got a big smile on his face. The Flight are up by a lot. The Gunners have to bring their A game. Brandon Moss with the steal. Brandon Moss in transition. Brandon Moss with the three, no good. Grant Glegg, the steal, the pass down low, swiped away by the Gunners. No look pass down low, Moss with the block. And they want a goaltending. The Gunners wanted a goaltending there, but no good. Glegg drives into the key, throws it up with his right hand, no good. Slapped out of bounds by Vincent Dillard Jr. on the baseline. Glegg up, no good. Pass down low, Coffrey in the reverse, makes the shot, and that's the first points for the Tampa Gunners this ball game. Moss bringing the ball up the floor, going in, kicks it over to the left corner. Three, no good. Rebound by Dillard Jr. He'll press the floor by himself. Almost tapped away, coming off the bench. That's Gilbert Thomas. Three ball in the corner, no good, and a almost put back by number 3, Jedfrey Encarnacion. Here's Elliot Glegg, bringing the ball up the floor, running the point for the Flight right now. He passes over left side to Travell Dickerson. Dickerson in the left corner has to dribble out. Now up top, Brandon Moss, a very long three. Got it! Wow, he's on fire. It seems like the Gunners have no defense for Brandon Moss and the Florida Flight. Brandon Moss, the returning defensive MVP for the team and the co-MVP of the team alongside Grant Gullett. Down low, ball is knocked out of bounds by the Flight. Gunners retain possession. Our first sub of the ball game for the Gunners. In comes Malik Watson. Out will go Dillard Jr. Watson will guard Glegg. The inbound to Reggie Lowe, no good. The ball's kicked away and out of bounds off the foot of the Gunners. Here come the Flight going left to right. You know, it's good to be back here. It's good to be bringing you the Florida Basketball Association again. We were planning on having a 2020 season. Moss again for the distance, no good. Aristide fights for the rebound but cannot get it to go. Ball going right to left. Gunners ball. From the elbow, Malik Watson drills his first shot of the game, and he's wasting no time seeing his minutes in this ball game. Already contributes a few points to his team. Shot from the left side by Travell Dickerson is sunk. Florida Flight up by a lot. Here's Watson again, steps in, makes his second shot that he takes. He's 2 for 2 from the field with 4 points. Like I was saying, yeah, we had plans originally to play a 2020 season, but with the pandemic going on, Glegg doing some work, driving in on Richardson, loses the basketball. That's a turnover. Here's Richardson, bounce pass down low. Ball's given up and swiped away by the Flight, but the Gunners recover. From the corner, it's a three by Watson, and he sinks it. He's 3 for 3, and now has 7 points, and he leads the Gunners easily. Here's Glegg, loses handle of the basketball. Watson with the recovery. We have a foul on the floor. That goes against Billy Aristide for the Flight. That's his first of the ball game. Coffrey up top, throws it right side, dribbling in, loses the handle. And Richardson will get to go to the line and shoot 2. That's a shooting foul on the Flight. Xavier Guyona checking in for Aristide, his first minutes, and Coach King was talking with me pregame about how he is easily the player he's most excited about seeing. Xavier Guyona, guard forward, 6'6", 195 pounds, out of University of Pikeville, an NAIA Division I college, and actually happens to be Coach King's alma mater as well. That's the second Bear Coach King is coach. Chris Watson was the first, and he went on to play a lot of professional basketball. Chris Watson played at Mexico, China, France, and Spain, and hopefully Xavier will come in and get some good minutes as the ball goes out of bounds. That will be off the hands of Danny Rodriguez. Glegg from the left corner has to pass out to Dickerson. Dickerson going up strong, makes the shot over Rodriguez. And the Flight are up by even more now. Watson up top, guarded by Hilton. Bounce pass into the key. Rodriguez back out to Hilton. Watson for three, no good. That's his first misfire of the game. And Xavier Gaiona gets his first rebound of the ball game, and that's why Coach King was the most excited about him coming in. And, you know, Coach King, he reps his alma mater proud, University of Pikeville out of Kentucky. Inbound goes to Gaiona. Pump fakes right, now drives into the key, throws it up, no good. The layup was no good, he just barely missed it. Now going right to left are the Gunners. And the little layup goes up, no! He misses. And Gaiona with the rebound. He's going to press the floor up to Glegg. Glegg for a three, right wing, got it! Flight up huge now. Richardson driving into the key, throws it up with his right hand, sinks the shot. Hilton runs right by his man and makes the layup on the right side.
That's all right, we'll take the point. Let's get it.
The Flight wanted a foul on the play.
We don't lock, ain't nothing over there. Let's go.
From the right corner, that's Marvin Jones, and he is fouled. Xavier Gaiona picks up his first foul of the ball game.
2 shots, 4-0.
As you heard, he will get 2 shots to start off here.
Yeah, 3.
Oh, they changed the call. They were rewarding him. It was a 3 from the corner. That did not go, but he will get 3 shots. 25-12 is the score. The Flight are up by 13. First free throw is up and good. Marvin Jones out of University of West Florida. He's played a couple seasons in the FBA. Second free throw is up and good. You know, you had a lot of talk about the FBA and everything this year, but it's especially interesting because they actually just brought on a new broadcaster, me. And I'll be here with you for pretty much every game of the FBA season this year, including the championship. We have a lot of things coming up, so please stay tuned to our Facebook, to our Twitter, and to our WordPress as well. You can find us on Twitter at FBA_pro_ball. Xavier Gaiona, left wing, pass into Glegg, loses handle of the basketball, stripped away by Richardson. Here come the Gunners, throws it towards the right corner, and a 3-ball on the way. Reggie Lowe converts. Brandon Moss, who has a ton of points already this ball game, gets a screen from Cleveland on the right, will drive to the rim, throws it up, no good, and a foul on the floor. That foul goes against number 5, Matthew Richardson. Thought he had a charge there, but no, sir. Brandon Moss goes to the line. First free throw is up and good. Moss hits his second one, and the Flight are up by a lot. 27-18 is the score of this ball game. The Flight are up heavy. 12 points for Brandon Moss so far in the ball game. Here's a pass cross court to Danny Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a left-handed shooter from the left wing, shoots a three up and no good. Rebound by Terry Cleveland. Here's Glegg, pass left side, and a big three there. Hit by Austin Mills. Or make that Seth Hilton, excuse me. Marvin Jones up top for the Gunners. Now pass left side to Richardson. Richardson over to the right corner. Good ball movement there. And a foul on the play. Marvin Jones taking it to the rim. He'll shoot two. Marvin Jones' first free throw is up and good. Coach King will join me for the halftime show here. Second free throw is up and good. Marvin Jones makes his shots perfectly. And Brandon Moss up top. Terry Cleveland setting the screen. Moss waiting in time. Now he'll take the screen, go left side. Good switch by Danny Rodriguez. Cleveland has the ball, throws it left side to Hilton, and it's tipped away and stolen by Vincent Dillard Jr., who throws it down for some points for the Gunners. Hilton down low. Moss one-handed slam. The flight up big. Moss with at least a few thunderous dunks today, and the Gunners have no defense for it. Moss with the strip. Xavier Gaiona pressing the floor, going down low. University of Pikeville grad, no good with the shot, and a turnaround jumper by Glegg from the left dash gets it to go, and that's more points for the Flight. Long three rims out for Reggie Lowe, and a rebound and put back by number 10, Marvin Jones, and he gets to go to the line to shoot two yet again. Foul goes on Brandon Moss again. You know how to let the shooter shoot. Marvin Jones makes his first shot. Second shot is up and good. The inbound to Gaiona. Now top to Glegg, who will run the point and the offense for the Gunners, or excuse me, for the Flight. Glegg loses his man. Corner three, no good, just rims out. Hilton fighting for the rebound, but Watson brings it down. Watson's been hot this game for the Gunners. He'll take it himself. Ball tipped away by Moss. Rodriguez, corner three, no good, rims out. And Watson with a big rebound. Running in traffic. The Flight wanted to travel. Rodriguez, left corner three goes. Gaiona. Moss to Glegg. Here's Moss, spin move into the key, loses handle of the basketball, it's a foul. He'll go to the line, shoot two. The foul is on Reggie Lowe, the shooting guard out of Bethune-Cookman University. Brandon Moss for the Flight. Him and Xavier Gaiona. 34-27 is the score of this ball game. Moss from the line, first free throw, no good. Austin Mills checking into the ball game alongside Seth Hilton, or excuse me, Gilbert Thomas. Travell Dickerson is out of the ball game now. Here's Watson for the Gunners, shoots over Brandon Moss. did not get it to go. Now a 3-ball by Reggie Lowe, no good. Xavier Gaiona with the rebound. He'll bring the ball up the floor for himself and the team. Goes left side up top to Cleveland. Cleveland pump fake. Guarded by Rodriguez. That's a mismatch. Cleveland sinks a 3. Dillard Jr., the lefty from the left wing, drains it. Gunners and the Florida Flight playing in man-to-man defense this game. Moss pass down low. A great take by Austin Mills with the turnaround layup from the right block. Mills adding his first 2 points of the ball game, the 6-foot guard out of Florida College. Here's Malik Watson, the leading scorer of the ball game for the Gunners. Pass left side, stolen away, Brandon Moss. Here comes a dunk. No, he missed it. It goes out of bounds. And Moss is mad at himself for that one. Coffrey taking it to the rim, blocked by Terry Cleveland. Gaiona in free lane, and he brings down the house with that thunderous dunk. Here's now a 3-2 zone that the Flight have transitioned into for defense. Long 3, Rodriguez misses the whole entire rim. Watson with the putback from the left block makes his shot. Easy layup there. The Flight did not converge towards that location. Here's Austin Mills in traffic. Does not get it to go at the end of the first quarter. A lot of points for the Florida Flight. They're up big, 42-32. They lead by 10. Second quarter on the way in just a second here in the FBA Corona Classic, right here on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. Number 7 has 9 on there.
You know the next game is here. I'm not doing the next game. I'm not recording them. I'm doing the whole game right now. I don't know what you're trying to say.
What's the weakest? What is the weakest?
Florida Flight. Ring. Some ring.
Back here for the second quarter of the second game of the Corona Classic. The Gunners have the basketball. Their leading scorer is Malik Watson with 9 so far in this ball game. As the Flight lead by 10, that could be more. Austin Mills going up strong, has his shot blocked by Watson, and that's a turnover. Watson in on Gaiona, throws it to the right corner, and now they'll have to reset the offense. Dillard converts his 3. Now the Flight only lead by 7. 42-35 is the score of this ball game. Mills to Moss. Moss throws it to Gaiona. Pump fake. Gilbert Thomas to Gaiona. Gaiona from the left elbow sinks his shot. And the Flight back up by 9. Lowe, Watson, Vincent Dillard Jr., Rodriguez, and Coffrian for the Gunners. Watson misfires on the mid-range jumper, and he's slow to give up off the floor. Austin Mills over to Moss. Moss, one dribble and a three. That's off the right side of the rim, no good. No look pass. Reggie Lowe, down low, cannot convert. And Guyona now for the Flight, bringing the ball up the floor left to right. Brandon Moss back to Guyona. Guyona, pump fake, throws it into the left corner. Terry Cleveland, three, bounces around, no good. Almost a rebound there by Gilbert Thomas. Three ball, Michael Coffrey, no good. Brandon Moss, ready, windmill dunk! Wow. Man, I mean, there's a reason they call them the Florida Flight, but I think I just saw a man fly. Three-two zone defense for the Flight. There's Watson, misfires on a three, and here's the Flight in transition. Austin Mills running the right side, has to step back on the dribble. Guyona for three, right side, converts. Guyona, even though he's new to this team, he's bringing the heat already. And as Coach King might talk about on the halftime show, he is kind of the spark and the missing plug they needed. Rodriguez for three on the other side, no good. Watson, a big rebound. And that is a goaltending call on Brandon Moss. Moss up top gets the screen from Cleveland, down low. Here's Aristide, now back to Moss up with the left hand, and he makes the shot. Watson to Lowe, left side, baseline take and a jam. Marvin Jones with the dunk for the Gunners. Moss, left corner, Aristide, and they call a charge on the floor. It's a great job of setting his body. Marvin Jones out of University of West Florida for the Gunners. Watson, the leading scorer, rims out. Big rebound by Austin Mills. 4-on-2. Mills is fouled down low. He tried to pass it to Cleveland. The ball went out of bounds, but luckily the foul call will save Cleveland. And some thunder in the distance. 51-39 is the score. The Flight are leading. Can't wait to step outside after this game and see it raining. Brandon Moss with the baseline take makes the shot. He's easily the leading scorer for the Florida Flight. Not just this year, but last year he was the co-MVP of the team alongside Grant Gullett, who is on the injured reserve list. Another three taken by the Gunners, and they just seem to live outside. I mean, I guess they're trying to play small ball, and they can't get it to go. Dickerson pressing the floor, loses the handle of the basketball. That's a turnover. Coming down the other side, Dillard Jr. takes it to the rim. Easy take in transition. That's another 2 points for Dillard this ball game. Him and Malik Watson are the leading scorers. Three ball, Austin Mills, no good. Rebound, Watson. Watson might end up having a double-double after the end of this game. They'll call a blocking foul on Xavier Guyona. I mean, you got to look at the footage of that one, but they'll call a blocking foul on Xavier Guyona for the Florida Flight. That's his second of the ball game. Watson goes to the line to shoot two. Watson's first shot is up and no good. On the floor for the Flight, it's Dickerson, Mills, Guyona, Moss, and Aristide. Guyona will take the ball up for the Flight, going left to right here, as I'm seeing it down on the court. Aristide to Moss. Easy layup from the right block. Moss wanted an alley-oop, but it's still a assist nonetheless. And those two teammates have known each other for a while. 3-ball is good by Vincent Dillard Jr. on the left wing. Moss up top, gets the screen from Aristide. Moss to Aristide, down low, goes up strong and makes the layup. Coffrey running the point for the Gunners, pass over right side, now a corner three, got it! Reggie Lowe, the shooting guard, with a big 3 points. Mills, Dickerson from the dash, no good. Big rebound there by Vincent Dillard Jr. Driving in, Guyona lets Vincent Dillard Jr. go right by him. Brandon Moss, buckle up for Brandon Moss. Brandon Moss has so many dunks this ball game, and it's got to be at least 5 at this point. Oh, big missed pass there from Aristide to a cutting Mills. Glegg checking back in the ball game. Brandon Moss out with Mills. Glegg and Hilton back in the ball game. Dillard Jr. over right side, up top to Michael Coffrey. 3-ball, Coffrey from right up top, he gets it to go. The Tampa Gunners instill man-to-man defense. Hilton, bounce pass, Aristide gets his ball swatted away by Marvin Jones, but they recover. Pass over Guyona's head, goes out of bounds. It's a bad pass by Dickerson, and the Flight are forced to call a timeout. Coach King did not like what he saw in that last set, and we will take a timeout here. Score coming to you in just a second when we return here. In the FBA Corona Classic, this is Game 2 again on the all-new Legacy Sports Network.
Who's using the iPad? Oh, this. Wait, this about a dime? Yeah, I have one. And it's for his phone?
Back here at the FBA class, Game 2. The Flight lead the Gunners here in the second quarter. Michael Coffrey up top, guarded by Glegg. He goes right side, takes another 3, and he gets that one to go. Coffrey finding his heat stroke a little bit. Glegg up top, pass down low. Oh, good move inside by Aristide. He's got quite a few points in this ball game. Encarnacion with a take to the rim, no good. Dillard gets it to go.
Get your man, get that.
Dickerson to Glegg, pump fakes, takes an uncontested three, no good off the left side of the rim. Dickerson the rebound, the putback rolls around and it finally falls in the hoop. Three ball, right side. Big three made there by Marvin Jones. Guyona up top. Hilton running through traffic. Dickerson out left side. Hilton got his man to jump, goes right by him and makes the layup from the left block. Jero Paralejas seeing his first few minutes of the ball game, and a baseline take down low by Encarnacion does not go. Hilton, another three, right side, no. Michael Coffrey going right to left for the Gunners. Mid-range jumper is no good by Marvin Jones, and the Flight grab the rebound. Here they come left to right. Glegg to Aristide, and that's a blocking foul. Foul goes against Vincent Dillard Jr. He's now got a few in this ball game.
Well, he took a charge on me and fell to the side. The hell you said then?
Brandon Moss about to check back into the ball game.
Your man fell to the side. You didn't say nothing then. Right here. Your man fell to the side.
Aristide shooting two for the Florida Flight.
And I got it because I was still. It was you then. What you said?
Does not convert his first free throw.
I'm not trying to hit that one.
Guyona checking out of the ball game. Brandon Moss back in, the leading scorer for the Flight. Aristide, second free throw up and no good. Brandon Moss fighting for the rebound, does not get it to go. Here's transition right to left. Matthew Richardson, big dunk, and in a huge alley-oop by Marvin Jones. Glegg up top, running through traffic. Ball stripped away. No look pass down to the left side, behind the back, and Marvin Jones will convert. That was beautiful. The Gunners finding their stride a little bit here late in the second quarter. Hilton loses control of the basketball, and a turnover, and we have a kick ball on Hilton. Coach King not happy with that call. And a timeout taken on the floor by the Tampa Gunners, who have somehow seemed to come back. They're only down by 2, 65-63 is the score here. The Gunners trailing by just a few as they call a timeout, as they're just starting to hit the sweet spot. We'll return in just a second to the FBA Corona Classic Game 2 here, 65-63. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
All right, this right here, this one right here, about to die. I mean, not this. The phone about to die, so you got to charge. So, yeah. So you pretty much going through this, and then we're just going to push through the physical. There's no way. I hate this. I hate this so bad.
Oh, 9-15, 10-15? Awesome, thank you, bro.
Well, yeah, what's the score? 55? No, it's not. Yeah. I was wondering why it was so close.
Back here at the Corona Classic Game 2, I'm Jesse O, here bringing you some live FBA basketball on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. The Flight are up in this ball game against the Tampa Gunners, 65-63. The Gunners making a little bit of a comeback here. Left side. Vincent Dillard Jr. to the rack as the ball goes out of bounds. Here's Paralejas. Charles Sims seeing his first few minutes, almost slips. Dillard Jr. left side. Mid-range jumper up and no good. Rebound by Aristide. Glegg to the right corner to Hilton. Hilton has to wipe off his hands. He's been playing a lot of minutes in this ball game. Glegg with a hand in his face by Matthew Richardson. Glegg trying to get around Richardson. Passes inside as Dickerson hits the deck from the back. That's a foul. That goes against Gerald Paralejas, and that is his first foul of the ball game. The inbound to Aristide, taking it baseline. Glegg thought he had a man open up top. Hilton, pump fake. And they'll say that's 3 seconds in the key. They'll put that on Hilton. Paralejas. Over to Jones. Jones, right corner. Here's a 3-ball from Dillard Jr. No good. Rebound, Brandon Moss. Moss dribbling in on Sims. And they will call a jump ball. Oh, no, it's a foul. He pointed up like it was a jump ball. Foul goes against Sims. That's his first of the ball game. 2 shots for Brandon Moss. Moss's first free throw is up and no good. Moss's second free throw is up and good. He's now got 25 points in the ball game, looking for more, and we are still in the second quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Cross-court pass, Paralejas dribbling baseline, gets by Gaiona and makes the layup from the left block. Aristide, Moss, and Gaiona on the floor. The Flight are going big. Moss guarded by Sims. Up top, Moss behind the back dribble. Right side, Glegg for 3, no good. Aristide tried to tip it away. Paralejas with the rebound. Gets out of the double team. Going right to left, and down low, it's blocked by Brandon Moss. Aristide back to Gaiona with an easy layup on the right side. Ball's hit out of bounds by Glegg. Pass from Paralejas to Vincent Dillard Jr. Paralejas up top to Richardson. Richardson has the ball stripped away by Dickerson. Brandon Moss in transition. Pulls up 4-3, no good. Huge rebound there by Marvin Jones. Jones dribbling up against Glegg. Into the key. Swings it back out. Mid-range jumper on the right side, no good by Sims. Trying to duck under is Dillard Jr. Up, no good. Almost a second chance by Sims. No. Bad basketball by the Flight on defense. Marvin Jones loses the ball on the left side off of the pass. It'll be Flight basketball.
would never. You're fat dude.
Moss for 3 as we come to the end of the half. The Flight are up, but not by much. It started off in that first quarter there. The Flight were up heavily, but now they're up 68 to 65. The Flight only up by 3. The Gunners in that second quarter definitely outscored the Flight, but the Flight in the first quarter really outscored the Gunners. So as we go into the first half, it's 68 to 65. The Flight are up by 3. As we take a break here, Mark King will join us for the halftime show right here. This is the FBA Corona Classic presented by the all-new Legacy Sports Network. We're back here for the halftime show. I'm Jesse O here in the FBA Corona Classic Game 2. I'm joined by head coach Mark King of the Florida Flight. Mark, thank you for joining me.
It's my pleasure, Jesse. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. It's fun watching this FBA Corona Classic. I have to ask you about your team first just because, and we'll get to the FBA as a whole in a sec, but, I mean, you have a few new guys here. What are you thinking about him? Xavier Gaiona off the bench.
Yeah. You listen, he's a Bear. You probably go Bears, right? So I already knew what he was bringing to the table. I knew he was going to fit in well. Obviously, we have Brandon Moss. Putting Xavier next to Brandon Moss, I mean, that's two high-flying guys that are really freak nature athletes. But he's hustle guy. He likes to play defense. He's going to be good for us this year.
So you're most excited. We were talking about how you're seeing Gaiona come off the bench here. Do you think you could somehow transition to more of a starting role if you're deciding to go big with him, Arside, and Moss?
It's a possibility. Right now it's exhibition, so we're just trying to get some different looks. We started off very strong. Obviously, we saw that. We jumped out to about 20 points in about 3 minutes. But, I think for me right now it's all about rhythm and flow. It's his first game. His first game with us was a dunk, so we'll take that from X-Man. But, we'll fill it out, though. We've got a lot of players. We can go deep.
What's your focus here for the second half?
Defense. I mean, we're playing with this baby high school line, letting too many threes go up. In the pro game, those aren't threes; those are 2-pointers. But we'll chase them off the line a little bit. We'll dig in. We're missing a couple of extra passes and a couple of defensive rotations, but we'll pick it up. We just got to play a little bit better defense. When you jump to a 20-point lead in the first 5 minutes, it's kind of you lose a little energy.
Let's talk about the FBA. Just real quick, last question here. How excited are you that the FBA is actually getting to play some games here and get some exposure for some of these new guys into more minor league professional basketball?
Well, it's been a tough year for everybody. I'm not going to be the same song everybody's singing, but we're trying to adapt. We're trying to get through it. We wanted to get some game film, especially, take Xavier, for example. He didn't even play in the tournament this year because it got canceled. So he's fresh out of college, didn't get to play in the NAIA tournament, which they were going to this year. And but I'm excited that we're figuring it out. We're getting good game film. We're playing some good basketball, and we're really excited about 2021. I think it's going to be the best minor league basketball anybody's ever seen.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thanks, Jesse.
That's Coach King on the halftime show. When we return, third quarter action coming up to you in just a second. This is the FBA Classic Game 2 right here on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. The second half in Game 2 of the FBA Corona Classic underway here. The Gunners will get the ball to start off the third quarter on the floor for the Flight. It'll be Mills, Gaiona, Glegg, Dickerson, and Brandon Moss. Gunners now going left to right out of Tampa. Doing the main ball handling duties is Marvin Jones with a quick weave up top with Richardson. Now here's Watson, the leading scorer for the Gunners. Bounce pass down low. Good ball movement there. Baseline take up top. Richardson, 4-3. Got it! First points coming out of the second half for the Gunners, and now it's a tie ball game, 68 to 68. Moss, Glegg left side, now up top to Mills. Mills, step back three, right wing, no good. Richardson the rebound, going left to right. They got a 2-on-2. Richardson weaving his way through traffic but does not get the shot to go. Gaiona down low with an easy layup on the right side. Back up top are the Flight. It's 70-68. Richardson up top, guarded by Glake, throws it left side. Watson is the leading scorer for the Tampa Gunners with the ball in his hands. The extra pass to Vincent Dillard Jr., who makes his three. That's a good pass there. And now the Gunners have their first lead of the ball game, 61-60. Dickerson, left elbow three, no good. Gaiona, huge rebound, trying to find his way into traffic, no good. First shot, he gets fouled as he comes down. Does not get the shot to go, he'll shoot two. (71-70) is the score of the ball game. The Tampa Gunners have their first lead of the ball game. Gaiona from the free throw line makes it look easy. Wow. As you can hear, the thunder shook the building we're in today. And it's done that a few times. Gaiona from the free throw line is perfect so far today. Second free throw is up and good. He makes those look easy. Like we were talking about at halftime, he is a University of Pikeville Bear. Same as Coach Mark King for the Florida Flight. 2-3 zone for the Flight as the ball goes out of bounds. Watson tried to save it, and now the Flight will get the ball going right to left. Brandon Moss up top, now Glegg. Passes into the key to Mills, who was cutting towards the rim, now has to bring it back out. Mills switching up, dribbling into traffic. Gaiona, open three, no good. Rebound Richardson. Richardson, bounce pass down low to Watson, goes up with the reverse, no good. Rebound Gaiona. Brandon Moss with just a nice easy lay-in with his left hand. We were not used to that with him, as he likes to throw the ball down hard. Richardson up top has the basketball. Bounce pass left, and a three ball from Jones. Nothing but air. Gaiona with the rebound. Gaiona to Mills, down low, spins the ball up, no good. Rebound by Marvin Jones. Fast break for the Gunners. Passes down low to Richardson. And Dillard Jr. sinks the shot and draws the and one. The foul was on Xavier Gaiona, so going to the line to shoot one is Vincent Dillard Jr. out of University of Charlestown, West Virginia. Free throw up and no good by Dillard Jr. And that'll leave us at 74-73. The Flight lead by one. Brandon Moss down low. Easy baseline take. Gets around his man Richardson and sinks the shot. 76-73. The Flight are up by three. Big men down low with Moss and Gaiona. Up top, here's Dillard Jr. to the right corner to Richardson. Richardson driving his way into the key, has nowhere to go. Bounce pass down low. Great baseline take by Michael Coffrey on the left block. And now only trailing by 1 point are the Gunners. Mills up top to Dickerson. Left side, Glegg. Pump fakes in the left corner. Now has to pick up his dribble. Dickerson up top to Gaiona, and he will run the point. Moss down low. Backing up against Dillard Jr. He makes the shot. The Flight are back up by three. Richardson gets a screen from Melton. Tipped away by Brandon Moss, who throws it like a football pass to Glegg. Glegg toes up a three, no good. Austin Mills with the second chance basket, sinks it. And the Flight are up by 5. The Flight on a 5-0 run. Dickerson on the other side, finger roll up in an air ball. And Mills grabs the rebound, lines up the three, gets it! Malik Watson bringing the ball up the floor. It's 83-75. Watson with a mid-range, no good. Rebound by Mills. Glegg, three on the left side, no good. Dillard Jr. trying to dribble baseline. Throws it up top to Coffrey. 4-3, right wing, no good. The second chance tip in. Almost a good basket there by Marvin Jones. Another corner three, Glegg, no good. And the rebound fought for and brought down by Brandon Moss, the 6'9" center. Glegg down low, cannot handle the pass from Dickerson, and it goes out of bounds. Hilton about to check back in. Dillard Jr. gets Dickerson in motion. Now over in the left corner. Marvin Jones, good pump fake. Does not get the three to go. And Austin Mills with the rebound. Oh, a sliding, almost grab by Marvin Jones right towards us. Corner three, Dickerson, no good. And a foul on the rebound. Jones was trying to bring the basketball down. Could not get it to convert. And you can hear the rain outside of the building right now. Lots of thunder, and it was pounding the roof a second ago. Xavier Guyana has 4 fouls in this ball game. Coffrey lines up a three, and he drills it. Guyana getting fancy, and he will be fouled. That's the call he's been looking for pretty much all game. So half-court violation. Interested to see the reasoning. Coffrey down low. Watson misses the shot. He was met by a couple of bodies for the Flight. Here's Brandon Moss in transition. Tries to get fancy, throws the ball to Dickerson, and they'll have to reset the offense. Dickerson, bounce pass down low to Moss. Moss trying to spin in and fires the ball into the benches. He was trying to hit Dickerson coming towards the top of the key. Running the point is Coffrey. Dribbling into traffic. Bounce pass down low. Coffrey to Encarnacion. Now a long three by Reggie Lowe. It bounces around, no good. Guyana with the rebound. Moss, long three, air ball. Aristide checking into the ball game for Guyana, who checks out with 4 fouls. 83-78 is the score of the ball game. The Flight are still in the lead. The Gunners have only had the lead one time in this ball game so far, and it was mainly because of that good second quarter that they had. Great shot there by Michael Coffrey out of Trinity College to add on a few more points for his team. Brandon Moss going to the rim easily. And he's just so big, he can be met by a few bodies, but that 6'10" frame of 200 pounds out of LSU Alexandria, he's just a monster on the court. Foul beyond the arc. That will go against Travell Dickerson, the guard. And Coach King was talking about right before the game with me on how that is the player he wants to develop the most in this season, and mainly is his defensive capabilities. And as we saw right there, he got baited in to a foul on a 3-ball, and Vincent Dillard Jr. will get to go to the line yet again. His first free throw is up and good. Moss is the leading scorer in the ballgame with 31 points for the Florida Flight. He's easily having the best game out of everybody. The second free throw up and good by Vincent Dillard Jr. He's been pretty good from the line so far today, and actually he was pretty good last season from the line, shooting above 70%, and for a center, or I guess a forward in the league is what I should call him, doing pretty well. Next free throw is up and good. He makes all 3. Now the Gunners closing the gap to the Florida Flight. Moss, last year's MVP. Pass up top to Hilton. Wide open 3, no good. Big rebound. Moss with the putback. Draws the foul in the and one. That's huge for the Flight. They needed that play. Seems like Moss is going to shoot the ball every time he comes down the floor. And, I mean, with his size and stature and basketball capabilities, it's pretty good. I mean, also, I got to give him credit for his defense as well. Being defensive MVP of the team, and not just the team, but the league last year as well. That ain't too bad. Mid-range jumper from Watson, up and no good. Oh, second chance putback was close. That was Jeffrey Encarnacion. Here's Watson on the turnover from the Flight. Dillard Jr. dribbling into traffic. Watson, one dribble. Back out in a 3-ball by Coffrey. No good. The shot does not count. Foul goes against Terry Cleveland down low. That's his second of the ball game. Reggie Lowe in the corner. Gets the ball out to Watson. Now towards the left corner, Coffrey. Dillard Jr. for 3, no good. Oh, great second chance pass there, and the shot made from the left block by Malik Watson, who is the leading scorer for the Tampa Gunners in the ballgame. Glegg for 3, contested, no good. Rebound by Dillard Jr. Dillard Jr., no-look pass right side, going up against Brandon Moss, who gets the block, and now a transition turnover going the other way. Aristide lines up the 3, does not get it to go, and Moss with the rebound. Moss backing in, loses handle of the basketball, and now it's a 3-on-1. And they slow it down. No, a baseline take, and finally converting is Jeffrey Encarnacion. Hilton into traffic, out to Aristide, off-ball foul. Reggie Lowe draws the foul. Nobody is in the bonus here in the third quarter. Glegg to Moss. Terry Cleveland sets up his 3, no good. Moss with the rebound. Moss spinning in. Moss gets it to go. That's a terrible job of getting back by the Flight, as Reggie Lowe had an easy basket down low on the right side. Foul on the floor. Going to line to shoot 2. It's 90-88. Close ball game. The Flight lead by 2. And with that, we will take a timeout here. Coach King will call a timeout as we are winding down here in the third quarter. It's 90-88. This game is definitely going to end up in total of over 200 points. Both teams doing a good job of staying neck and neck here, as this game is going to come down to the wire. Or so we think, but we'll see when we return. This is the FBA Classic Game 2 right here on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. Welcome back to the FBA Classic, Corona Classic, Game 2. The Flight leading 90-88. Brandon Moss, their best player at the free throw line, does not make his first free throw. I mean, he's usually a pretty good free throw shooter for his team, being the league MVP, standing at 6'10". Both of his free throws do not go. 3 ball, left side, no good. Foul down low by Glegg. Glegg was forced to foul Watson. In this third quarter, Michael Coffrey had scored quite a few points. He had a 15-point third quarter. Encarnacion down low has his shot blocked. Aristide down low to Terry Cleveland, cannot handle the basketball. And that'll be a turnover. Taking care of the basketball is the name of the game, and, well, the Florida Flight are not doing it right now. The Gunners, on the other hand, have been sticking with the Flight, even though the Flight went up 21-3 at the beginning of the first quarter. Great mid-range jumper by Michael Coffrey on the right side. It's a very close ball game. Glegg against Lowe. Good cut towards the rim by Glegg, who makes the layup with his right hand. Watson guarded by Cleveland. Coffrey, another 3 on the way, no good. Brandon Moss in transition, 2-on-1. Moss takes it himself, draws the foul, and makes the shot. And one for Brandon Moss. Moss shooting the 1-on-1. Off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Goes towards the hoop. Has it swatted away down low. No, Moss touched it last. Gunners ball going left to right. Moss has 40 points in the ball game as he grabs another rebound. Throws it down low. Hilton thought he got fouled. And that foul actually came from the referee on the far side of the court. Foul goes against Reggie Lowe, the shooting guard. He's now in foul trouble this ball game. Head coach of the Tampa Gunners kind of thinking the same thing I was on that play. Hilton misses his first free throw. Things are kind of getting tense in the arena here as this game is coming down to the wire. Hilton's second free throw is up and good. Lowe has the ball swatted away. That's a turnover. Hilton in transition, off the back of the rim, no good. That's got to be a foul. And it is. Hilton goes to the line. Foul goes against Charles Sims. That's his third of the ball game. Hilton's first free throw is up and good. Coffrey, Lowe, Marvin Jones, Sims, and Dillard Jr. in the ball game for the Gunners. For the Flight, it's Hilton, Glegg, Crawford, Aristide, and Moss. Into the key, going up strong is Sims, has his shot blocked. Brandon Moss in transition, bounce pass. Moss, Flight 9 is cleared for landing. Moss hits his elbow on the basket, and he is hurt. Coach King yelled for a stop ball, and the Flight were forced to foul. Brandon Moss in some pain as he's walking down the floor. Holding his left arm, he hit it against the basket on that dunk. Watson from the line. First free throw is up and good. Score is 99-91. The Flight are leading. Watson, a pretty good free throw shooter, shooting 80% last season. Second free throw is up and good. Malik Watson out of Bethune-Cookman University. Good job of scouting him by the Tampa Gunners. He's the second leading scorer in the ballgame, right behind Brandon Moss, who gets fouled.
It's all right, bro.
Moss from the line, his first free throw up and no good. He's missed quite a few of them today, and that's very unlike him. For a big man, he shoots in the 80s. Second free throw is up and off the left side of the rim. He just can't find that free throw shot to go. Three ball, right side, no good. Shot was taken by Lowe. Mid-range jumper by Sims, air ball. And now here's Hilton in transition, no good, as he comes across the half-court line. After 3 quarters, it's going to come down to the wire in the fourth. Brandon Moss, obviously the leading scorer in the ball game, 99-92. The Flight lead by 7 here in the FBA Corona Classic Game 2 on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. Back here for the fourth quarter of the FBA Corona Classic. I'm Jesse O here bringing you all the action here in Gainesville, Florida. Not only home to the Gainesville Mighty Oaks, but also for the University of Florida. Aristide from the right side hits his three. And that's a good way to jump out on top here in the fourth quarter. And this is where it all counts. Lowe sings his shot too. So a pair of threes by both teams to start the quarter. And we're right back where we started. Glegg, long three off the front of the rim. Hilton grabs the rebound, throws up a finger roll, and makes the shot. Jones into traffic, slips, bounce pass. Watson, good job there of ball movement by the Gunners. Moss wanted the pick and roll up top. Throws it down low, turnover, intercepted. 2-on-1 for the Gunners. Easy lay-in to the hoop by Marvin Jones. Hilton running the point. Screen by Cleveland. Good job of fighting over the screen by Reggie Lowe. Hilton dribbling right side, almost cut off by Coffrey. And they will be cut off, but no, foul on the floor. Seems like the rain might have let up a little bit outside. Haven't heard much thunder in the last couple of minutes. Bodes well for people traveling to watch this practice tournament. Big three hit by Marvin Jones. Moss outside the arc, dribbling in. Spins on Encarnacion. Cleveland, three of his own. Got it! Pass down low to Watson. Easy lay-in and the foul. They call the N1. Cleveland draws the foul, and Watson will go to the line to shoot the one-on-one. Huge pass. An easy lay-in there by Watson. Coffrey, Lowe, Jones, Encarnacion, and Dillard Jr. in for the Gunners. Hilton, Glegg, Aristide, Moss, and Cleveland in for the Florida Flight. It's a close ball game here in the fourth quarter of action in Game 2 of the FBA Corona Classic. Watson's free throw is up and good. He's the leading scorer by far for the Tampa Gunners this ball game. Moss, the primary ball handler, dribbling in and is fouled in transition. Foul goes against Jedfrey Encarnacion, and he's had the tough task of guarding the 6'10" frame of Brandon Moss in this ball game. 107-106 is the score. The Flight are in the lead by one. Hilton with the shot, no good. Cleveland now sets up a three left side, and that one goes. 110-106. The Flight are up by 4. Three ball by Lowe, and he gets it. Lots of threes taken in this ball game. I have to say at least 20. Probably 30 if we're being realistic here. Moss with a take to the rim. No good. Tries to get his rebound. Gets that one to fall in the hoop. Back on top of the Flight. Marvin Jones going left on Hilton. Tries to create some room. Loses handle of the basketball. Glegg has his pass blocked by Watson. Here's Jones. Low. 4-3. Boom! Elliot Glegg up top. Brandon Moss frees himself up with an easy lay-in with the right hand. 114 to 112. The Flight back on top. Pass to the right corner. Low has a shot waved off as the coach of the Gunners calls for a timeout. Wow. That was a good shot, though, by Reggie Lowe, the shooting guard out of Bethune-Cookman University in the right corner. Whole lot of action here. Wow, we are very close. 114 to 112. The Flight are only up by 2. The teams staying neck and neck with each other as the time is winding down in this ball game. What will happen when we return? Who knows? Honestly, who knows? Again, this is the FBA Classic Game 2 here in Gainesville, Florida, right here on the all-new Legacy Sports Network.
Go, Blue, hustle up.
114 to 112 is the score of this ball game. The Florida Flight are only ahead by 2. These teams have stayed neck and neck with each other all game. This is game 2 of the FBA Corona Classic. Again, right here on the all-new Legacy Sports Network. Jeffrey Encarnacion with a baseline take does not get that shot to fall. And now the Flight are going to get a chance to set up their offense leading by 2 points. Lake driving in, has the ball stripped away on the far side by Lowe. Sets up a 3, gets it to go, no good. Rebound by Watson. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll remain Gunners' ball. The inbound pass, the 3 ball, the make! Big shot made there by Marvin Jones. Brandon Moss with the left hand gets the shot to go. He's now got quite a few points on the day. It's 116 to 115. The Flight are up by 1 point. Jones dribbling in. Xavier Guyona with the steal. Moss going backwards, hands it off to Glegg. Toes a 3, up, no good. Big rebound by Aristide and a whistle on the floor. That foul will go against Billy Aristide. And the ball will go back from left to right. 44 points for Brandon Moss in this game, and he's easily the leading scorer. And I'm not talking, it's not even close. Bounce pass in, the key. Aristide, the steal, throws over right side. Dickerson up with the finger roll, no good, but he's fouled. The shot did not go, but he goes to the line to shoot 2. And that's honestly what the Flight needed. They were kind of getting beat in transition there, so they just need to slow down their offense, and that's kind of what free throws do for this team. Dickerson from the free throw line makes his first. In for the Flight, it's Glade Guyona, Dickerson, Moss, and Aristide. For the Tampa Gunners, it's Watson, Coffrey, Jones, Encarnacion, and Lowe. Dillard Jr., right corner, sets up his three. Off the side of the rim, no good. And a big rebound. Here's Brandon Moss. Bounce pass down low. Aristide up with his left hand, and he gets blocked by the rim. Watson, finger roll, no good. Guyona, here's Brandon Moss. Clear the room for Brandon Moss. That's got to be like his 10th dunk of the day. Ball hit out of bounds by Glegg is what they're saying. Glegg is trying to say it was off the leg of Vincent Dillard Jr. Austin Mills now checking into the ball game for the Flight. From the far side, inbounding the basketball is Dillard Jr. Dillard Jr. throws it into Richardson, who gets an easy basket. It looks like the Flight were confused on defense there on their matchups. And that's a bad mistake you can't make late in this game. Mills for three off the back of the rim. Guyona, big rebound. Moss now with a hand in his face. Guyona, corner three, boom! Moss, the steal. There's Mills, who gets blocked at the rim. And Moss will throw it out of bounds off of Watson. That's a smart play by Moss, who was the MVP last year, not only for the Flight, but for the league. And Coach King speaks very highly of him, saying it's easily one of the best undrafted players he has ever seen play the game of basketball. And Coach King is lucky he has Moss on his team this year. Guyona, another three off the back of the rim, no good. Here's Lowe running the far side. Bounces into Richardson, who has the ball stolen away by Dickerson. Mills from the left wing. Cross-court pass to Dickerson. Dickerson, a few feet behind the line, no good. Here come the Gunners, going left to right, running the near side. Fight for the basketball under the rim. Back out to Richardson, who will run the offense. Throws it left to Lowe. Lowe into Watson from the left elbow. No good. Guyona got a hand in his face just in time, and now Moss will run the offense. Moss left side. Xavier Guyona. Pump fake back up top to Moss. Moss, a 30-footer. No, off the left side. It almost looked like Vincent Dillard Jr. got a little piece of that one. Richardson to Lowe. 35 feet away, no. Here's Moss going right towards the rim. Loses the basketball, but somehow recovers it. Behind the back pass into the corner. Austin Mills for three, no good. Watson the rebound. He throws a strike up the court to Lowe. In transition, Lowe dribbling in on Guyona. He realizes he had two big men right in his face. Watson from inside the key does not get the ball to fall. Bad basketball here by both teams. Mills over to Moss. And now another turnover. A three ball on the way. Got it. Vincent Dillard Jr. with the shot and the make. Glegg, long three. Boom. Another one. Both teams are taking threes out the wazoo. Richardson up top to Dillard Jr. Dillard Jr. pass down low to Watson under the hoop. Now back to Dillard Jr. Up with the left hand. He makes the shot. Dickerson all the way down court to Brandon Moss. And they will call him for stepping out of bounds. It's a long overthrow by Dickerson. Cross-court pass. Score is 126 to 122. The Flight only lead by 4. Richardson, who had a 15-point third quarter, throws it to Dillard Jr. Foul on the play. That will remain on the floor. That goes against Austin Mills, the 6-foot guard out of Florida College. Richardson inbounding the ball from the near side. Here's Coffrey for 3 off the left side of the rim. Guyona, big rebound, throws it up to Glegg. Glegg steps up for another 3. Got it!
I love that shoot, man.
Thank you.
That blue is nice right there, boy.
Vincent Dillard Jr. to Watson, who makes the finger roll inside the key. Close ball game here. Brandon Moss, the primary ball handler for this team, is the leading scorer in the ball game. Up top, throws it right side to Guyona. Sets up his 3. No go. The rebound by Dillard Jr. That one just rimmed out. It looked like he had most of the net. Dillard Jr. tries a 3 of his own. No good off the left side of the rim. Richardson down low. Oh, inside the key. Marvin Jones takes it to the rim. Austin Mills dancing around, hits the bottom of the rim, and Richardson now has a 2-on-1. Make that a 3-on-1. Dillard Jr. on the right side misses his 3. Now they pass up to Guyona, who takes a 3 of his own. Yeah! Wow, bad job of getting back there on defense. Dillard Jr. cruises through the Florida Flight defense. And both teams just exchanging baskets here at the end of this ball game. Austin Mills, 3 from right up top. He got that one. $135 to 129 is the score of the ball game. The Flight are up by 6 at this point. Inside the key, the shot does not go. But Marvin Jones saves the ball from going out of bounds. Here's Dillard Jr. going up against Xavier Guyona. They make the shot and draw the foul. That goes against Guyona. And Guyona walking back. He's close to being in foul trouble, or he is in foul trouble. I think that's his 4th of the ball game. Watson at the line. Shooting the 1-on-1, Watson made the shot. And now here's his extra chance free throw. He makes it. Ball, turnover. Great job, Dillard Jr. there. Down low to Watson. And now the game's even more close. $144-145. Coach Mark King not happy. 135 to 134 is the score of this game. Dickerson to Brandon Moss, who throws down the jam. .137 to 134 is the score of this ball game. Dillard Jr. for three, got it! And they call the foul! Wow, it's an and one on a three, and that's what you cannot do if you're the Florida Flight. Coach Mark King is not happy. That's a huge make there by Dillard Jr. has decided to put the team on his back at the end of this ball game. I think the last 7 or 8 shots that have been taken by the Tampa Gunners have been taken by him. We're tied up 137 to 137. Free throw is up and no good. We are still tied. Brandon Moss with the spin. 20 seconds left in the ball game. Brandon Moss to the rim. It's blocked. But there is a foul on the shot. .16 seconds left, and they foul Brandon Moss, who easily has the most points in this ball game. So with 16 seconds left to go, Brandon Moss, the best player, arguably in the FBA, but easily on the Florida Flight, will go to the line. Or he's at least looked like the best player in this ball game out of everyone. His first free throw is up and good. That puts the Flight up by 1. Moss's second free throw up and no good off the front of the rim. The Flight are only up by 1, and that'll make the Gunners call a timeout with 13 seconds left to go. 138-137 is the score of the ball game. The Gunners trail only by 1. Shot clock is off. It is Gunners basketball to end the ball game here. It all comes down to this. Wow. Let's take you through a bit of the game real quick. In the first quarter, the Flight were ahead by at least 20 points. It wasn't even close. Second quarter, the Tampa Gunners kind of merged that gap a little bit. Went into halftime only down by 3 points. They caught their stride late in that quarter. The third quarter, the Florida Flight came out swinging. And again, the Gunners came back at the end of that third quarter. And now it seems like here, the Flight had maintained possession of much of the fourth quarter, but the Gunners, again, they're just a late quarter team. They somehow find their way to fight back at the end of every single quarter to make this game close and to really make the Florida Flight work for what could be their first win in the FBA Corona Classic. 138-137 is the score. 13 seconds left to go. Ball will be taken out of bounds on the near side by Reggie Lowe, the shooting guard. It's Coffrey Lowe, Jones, Dillard Jr., and Malik Watson. Dillard Jr. and Watson, the leading scorers for the Gunners this game. For the Flight, it's Dickerson, Glegg, Guyona, Aristide, and Moss. Here's Dillard Jr., the primary ball handler, guarded by Guyona. From the right elbow, shot off the glass and good. And the Gunners take the lead in the ball game. Dillard Jr. with ice in his veins from the right elbow. Wow. .139-138. The Gunners have only their second lead of the game. And there's a lot of talking going on the floor. This game has been tight pretty much the whole time. Wow. Both teams will indeed send out their same offenses and defenses. And ironically, you know, the Flight like to transition in between the man-to-man and the zone, and it looks like they were starting to go to the zone at the end of every single quarter, meaning their zone isn't that strong. If I was Coach Mark King, I'd probably go back and see what man-to-man might do. So they've gone to zone a few times, but Coach King does like man-to-man, so I assume that's what they'll go with here if they have to go back on defense. Obviously, they're going to have to foul. The Gunners are up by 1 point. Big shot made by Vincent Dillard Jr. on the last possession for the Gunners. The Flight can use up the game clock, though. There's only 4 seconds left to go. Quick inbound and shoot. And guessing the ball will be going to Brandon Moss in this ball game. It'll be in the hands of the leading scorer for the Florida Flight. 4 seconds left to go. It all comes down to this. Brandon Moss, the leading scorer in the ball game. Glegg will take the ball from the out-of-bounds sideline on the near side. They'll inbound to Aristal. No good on the shot, and that's it. That is it. Aristide misses the last shot of the game, and the Gunners are going to come away victorious in their first game in the Corona Classic, presented by the FBA. Wow. What a great game there between the two teams. It all came down to the wire at the end. But unfortunately, the Flight can't get it done. But the Gunners are going home winners, so they will advance to the championship game here. 139 to 138 was the final score of that game. Wow. We're going to prepare a little bit of a post-game show for you here and prepare you for the next game here in the FBA Corona Classic, presented on the brand new Legacy Sports Network. Stay with us. We'll be right back.